Jared Ball's video mixtape, George Jackson Releasing the Dragon, is made to commemorate the life and legacy of George Jackson. The I Mix What I Like crew interrogates the Western binary of physical and spiritual by evoking the legacy of George Jackson as an active voice crafting the mind of young Black youth. This connection illustrates that ideas of Black liberation transcend Western ideas of time and rely instead on generational ancestral knowledge. Ball uses Afrocentric visuals and spoken word poetry to envision a unified Black consciousness to actively resist American fascism and white supremacy. A reoccurring symbol of the red dragon is paired with Pan-African colors to show the global potency of Black liberation. This leads to the interrogation of the 13th Amendment as presenting a false end of enslavement, but simply moved to become state-sanctioned prison and military labor. This is achieved by blurring past and present consciousness on resistance against the prison and military-industrial complex.
George Jackson, the revolutionary. George Jackson, the revolutionary. George Jackson, the revolutionary.
George Jackson's ideas are spoken, performed, and repurposed by Black comrades of various ages, genders, and backgrounds. This demonstrates that Jackson's ideologies transcend his physical body and lifetime and live in a state of poetic revolution. It reveals an Afrocentric approach to liberation as it is conscientious about all stages of life, breaking classifications of young and old, living and deceased, and present and free. His spirit is evoked by juxtaposing these deeply spiritual performances with audios and videos of George Jackson sharing his notions of Black liberation. This is tied to systems of domination that manifest through legal frameworks in the U.S. Constitution and are upheld by American politicians. The skillful maneuvering of the past and present destroys Western white supremacist storytelling and notions of time as linear.
Even the guy that owns the shoe factory, I'm talking about the blacks, they aren't capitalists, of course, because where did they buy their leather from, their rubber, string? Where did they get the building from? Where did they, the machinery? You see? The opposition at present is that guy that's making tools, the machine tools, the huge few families that own around the country. The men that send out expeditionary forces all across the world rip off about 80% of the non-renewable resources in the world. That's the enemy right now, not the little black cat in the corner that's trying to survive, really.
Do what must be done. Discover your humanity and your love in revolution. Pass on the torch. Join us. Give up your life for the people.
The latter half of the mixtape shifts to emphasize the importance of community and centering Pan-Africanism to create revolutionary culture. This is introduced in a globally conscious lens by evoking the work of Mao, Lenin, Castro, and the Black Panther Party. By standing against the prison and military-industrial complexes, this requires the dismantling of all white supremacist institutions whose imperial reach affects comrades and climates across the global South. George Jackson is understood as part of a larger collective, but still rooted in his local community by laying tribute to his mother, brother, and friends. Additionally, by evoking the call to action by a young Black child, it shows that these concepts are rooted in nurturing life generationally. This demonstrates that knowledge of revolution has lived on and will work to unite the masses, just as George Jackson understood.